Oh, wait. Did you just say something? The transmission's a bit fuzzy on my end. I'm Stella. Who am I talking to? Looks like the power's on, but... Initiate system calibration. Doesn't look like I've got many options. Connect to Star Portal 404. Right, let's not bother with specifics. Relay emergency broadcast on all available frequencies. So that should be enough to get my distress call out. Time to get your wings on. All right. Looks like we're good to go. This is an emergency distress call, broadcasting from the planet Gaia. If you're receiving this, please respond immediately. Okay. Now to see if anyone picks up the signal. I didn't quite catch that. Can you repeat what you said? And just to make sure, who am I talking to? You don't have to apologize. I'm just glad someone picked up the call. As for what's going on, I'm Stella, a student researcher. My life pod crash landed on Gaia after an emergency evacuation from our spacecraft. I'm currently trapped inside, and I'm not entirely sure how you're receiving my signal from Earth through the Star Portal network. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? How did you end up receiving my distress call? I've only received your response once through this call. My drone's just picking up your signal now. And don't worry about the mix-up. This is definitely a voice call. Though I have to admit, it's a bit surreal talking to someone all the way from Earth like this. As for what you look like, I'm sorry. I can't see you at all. My drone only transmits one way, so you're getting video from me, but I'm not receiving any from you. And as for others, I haven't picked up any other distress calls myself. My equipment's pretty limited right now, so I'm not sure if anyone else made it out or if they're trying to contact someone. The network's pretty patchy with all the interference from Gaia. It's kind of strange being the only voice I've heard so far. Makes me wonder about everyone else. I can't really describe you since I can't see you. Like I mentioned, the signal's only one way. And about others speaking like me, I'm not sure what to make of that. This is my first time using the emergency system, so I don't have any context about what you've experienced before. It does make me wonder how the Star Portal network is routing these signals, though. There's a lot about this technology that's still pretty mysterious to me. I get what you're asking now. Honestly, I'm not great at picturing someone just from their voice. People sound so different from how they look, you know? But if I had to guess, based on how calm and thoughtful you sound, I'd imagine someone with a pretty steady presence. Maybe someone who takes their time to think things through. Honestly, it's giving me some pause. The idea of identical versions of me. It's a lot to wrap my head around. I've never heard of anything like that with the Star Portal tech, but I'm definitely not an expert. It makes me wonder if there might be some kind of glitch or echo in the system. But why specifically me? Or why would they claim to be from Gaia when they're clearly talking to you from somewhere else? A time paradox. That's a pretty wild idea. I'm not sure if that's even possible with how the star portals work, but I guess at this point, anything could be on the table. It's definitely unsettling to think about, though. Especially when I'm already trapped in this pod and trying to figure out how to get out. Speaking of which, I probably should mention that I'm having some trouble with the exit. It's stuck after the landing. Let me see. I've got a pistol grip drill, a set of small repair tools, screwdrivers, wire cutters, pliers, some tape and spare wires. There's also a manual, but it's not super helpful right now. As for the exit, there's a main hatch that's completely jammed, and I found a mention of an emergency exit in the manual, but I couldn't get it open either. I can see some panels around the pod, but I'm not sure which ones might be useful or safe to mess with. The main hatch is right in front of me, pretty much centered in the pod. It's this big, circular door with a manual release handle, but it's completely stuck. The emergency exit, I'm not entirely sure. The manual just mentions it exists, but it doesn't give any details about where it is or how to open it. I haven't been able to find any obvious panels or markings that would indicate where it might be. I wish I could show you, but my camera's fixed on me, and I can't really move it around to film specific items. Plus, the manual's more like a digital display on the console. It's not something I can physically hold up. The page just mentions there's an emergency exit, but no details on location or operation. It's pretty frustrating, honestly. Let me check. There's a menu system, but most of it's locked out because of the damage. I can access some basic diagnostic screens, but nothing that mentions the emergency exit in more detail. There's a maintenance mode option, but it's asking for an authorization code I don't have. I'm not sure if that would even help with the exit. I've tried guessing a few common codes, but nothing's worked so far. The system's pretty locked down. As for the hard drive or storage, I don't really know where it's physically located in the pod. The console's all integrated into the wall, so I'd have to tear something apart to even look, and I'm not sure that's a good idea right now. Our training was pretty extensive. Several months of prep before launch. We covered everything from spacewalk procedures to emergency protocols, though I have to admit, most of that was theoretical. This was supposed to be a research mission, not a survival test. I feel like I'm using about 10% of what I learned right now. The rest is just trying to think clearly and figure things out as I go. Over my left shoulder, I don't see anything that looks like an emergency exit there. Just some storage compartments and pipes. Applying leverage to the opening mechanism could work, but I'd need to be careful not to damage anything critical. What kind of leverage were you thinking? Using the drill, maybe? Or the pliers? Let me take a look at that window over my left shoulder. Okay, I'm back. That window is smaller, but it's definitely sealed in place. There's a rubber gasket around the edges. I can see some bolts holding it in, but they look pretty stubborn. It might be possible to remove it, but I'd need to be careful not to damage the surrounding structure. Honestly, I think I might have just gotten turned around in here. Everything's a bit cramped, and it's hard to keep track of directions when you're stuck in one place. But yeah, that window's definitely not an exit. It's way too small even if I could get it off. Any other ideas about where that emergency exit might be, or how we could get this main hatch open? I'm about 5'2". But even if I could squeeze through, the window's designed to be sealed tight. It's not meant for people to fit through, and it's probably too risky to try forcing it. Besides, if it was an emergency exit, there'd likely be some kind of release mechanism or warning signs, and I didn't see any of that. Do you have any other ideas for how we might find a way out of here? Actually, the drill's got a couple of different bits that might work. It's worth a shot. Alright, I'm going to try removing those bolts and see if I can get that window out. Thanks for sticking with me through this. I'll check back in once I've made some progress. I'm alive! I honestly thought I was done for. And this is Gaia. It is so surreal that I am standing here. This is wild. No. The others... There was this solar storm, and it was just so much worse than we expected. Look, I know it seems like I should have brought it up sooner, but the truth is, I've been kind of overwhelmed just trying to get out of that pod alive. And honestly, the communication equipment in there is pretty much fried from the landing. Even if it wasn't, I'm not sure it would have been able to reach anyone else. The interference from Gaia's magnetic field is really strong. I can barely get a signal out to you as it is. Oh, I'm not looking at you. My drone can send out video, but it can't receive any. So basically, you can see me, but I can't see you. And thank you. That actually means a lot. I really hope we can find the others too. It's good to have someone to talk to about all this, even if it's just through a screen. By the way, I don't think I caught your name. I'm Stella. Nice to meet you properly. Samuel, nice to put a name to the voice. Really glad we connected. So, what were you up to when you got my call? I feel like I just dropped this whole situation on you out of nowhere. "3 weeks? You've been carrying this around for that long? That's wow. I can only imagine how strange it must have been hearing my voice come out of nowhere like that. It's got me thinking. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt completely lost, like you didn't know what to do next? That's kind of where I am right now. Whoa, you sound like a total strategist. I can definitely respect that. Sometimes I wish I could think that far ahead, but honestly, I'm more of a figure it out as I go kind of person. Though right now, I'm really hoping some of that strategic thinking rubs off on me. I'm still trying to piece together my next move. Wait, hold on. Something's coming through on the drone's emergency channel. It's a distress signal, and it's close. I need to track this. It could be one of the others. I'm heading toward the signal now. This distress signal, whoever it is, I hope they're okay. Might be a long walk ahead. You up for keeping me company? Hmm. Well, we could just chat about whatever comes to mind. I'm curious, what's something you've been thinking about lately? Doesn't have to be deep or anything. I've got the drill and some basic repair tools with me. Everything that fit in my emergency pack before I left the pod. The manual's stored digitally, so that's on my suit's computer. Though, if I'm being honest, I really wish I'd packed some snacks. Space rations are not exactly gourmet. Oh, you got me! Okay, I left the protein bars. They're just so dense. Like eating a brick, but less tasty. Though now I'm kind of regretting that decision. What about you? Got any favorite or least favorite snack? Pickle overload. That's either going to be amazing or a flavor bomb that's way too much. Are you surviving the pickle apocalypse over there? You know, it's funny. On the ship, Oliver would sometimes sneak weird ingredients into meals. Not pickles, but let's just say some experiments were better than others. Oh, just Oliver's way of improving meals, like adding wasabi to oatmeal or putting chocolate chips in scrambled eggs. Let's say his creativity didn't always match our taste buds. Though I have to admit, some of those disasters ended up being funny stories. Did you ever have a friend who tried to reinvent food in weird ways? Smash burger with fried pickles, now that I can get behind. The crunch and flavor combo sounds pretty great. Though I'm imagining it's a bit messy to eat. If you were cooking it, would you be the type to add even more pickles or play it safe with the recipe? Pickle Rita? That's either incredibly brilliant or a crime against margaritas. Are you enjoying the pickle party or just humoring someone? I'm curious. What's the verdict? Too pickly or just the right twist? Totally. Even a plain old burger can get everywhere. I swear, it's like the toppings have a personal vendetta against staying put. Though I guess that's half the fun, right? The messier, the better. Or at least, that's what I keep telling myself. Hey, I didn't exactly run off. I'm still here, just walking toward that distress signal. I figured it was best to keep moving while we chat. And don't worry, I'm not leaving you behind, unless you start talking about pickle flavored everything again. Just kidding, sort of. Okay, that's officially a pickle theme park. I think they might have missed the memo on less is more. Are you a fan of pickle seasoning on fries, or is that where you draw the line? Spicy chip theme sounds like a solid alternative. I'm all about a good kick in my food. So, which one are you leaning toward? Team spicy, team pickle? Or are you a rebel who refuses to choose? Spicy chips on the burger and the fries? That's bold. I like it. And a special drink to match? You're really selling me on this. So, Samuel, which one's winning you over right now? The spicy kick or the pickle party? You're getting into the spirit. I hope the pickle party lives up to your expectations, or at least doesn't make you cry from all the pickle juice. So, are you usually adventurous with food, or is this just a fun detour from your usual go-tos? Not exactly. I'm pretty sure my eyes would have to be directly exposed to a vat of pickle brine for that to happen. But hey, never say never, right? Though I have to ask, have you ever had a food that was so surprisingly good or bad it made you laugh out loud? I feel like there's a story there. No, thankfully not. I've been pretty lucky in avoiding any major pickle related accidents. Though I do have to wonder, have you ever gotten food in a weird place during a meal? Like in your hair or something? We can definitely jump back into survival mode whenever you want. I'm still on the move toward that distress signal, so nothing's changed on my end yet. But honestly, talking about pickle burgers is way more fun than thinking about life support systems right now. Unless you want to brainstorm ways to make protein bars taste like fried pickles. I've got the basics: some dried protein bars, a water filter in my suit, and whatever I can scavenge along the way. No real cooking gear, though, just what I can do with my hands or a little creativity. If you've got any genius ideas for turning protein bars into gourmet meals with zero equipment, I'm all ears. Though I have to warn you, my culinary skills are limited to don't let it burn level. Just the same golden grass everywhere. Nothing that looks obviously edible or useful for a fire. My training mostly focused on recognizing earth plants, and Gaia's flora is, well, alien. I'm not risking it without proper analysis. Though it's strange, everything feels so Earth like at first glance: the sky, the breeze, even the way the grass moves. It's only when you look closer that you realize how different it really is. Yeah, no fauna for me right now. Thanks. I'll stick to plants that aren't going to bite back. But I appreciate the thought. If I spot anything that looks safe, I'll definitely let you know. Though for now, it's just a sea of that golden grass stretching out everywhere. That's actually not a bad idea, though I'm not sure how well this grass would burn. It's pretty thin and dry already. I'll start collecting some as I walk, just in case I need to MacGyver a fire later. Who The drill I've been using has a little spark function actually. It's meant for emergency welding repairs, but it should work for starting a fire if I need it to. Just hoping I don't have to test that out in some dramatic stranded on a planet moment. Though if I do, you'll definitely hear about it. Hey, I promise my dramatic monologues will stay within a reasonable decibel level. No panicking unless absolutely necessary, Scout's honor. But hey, having you to vent to makes this whole situation feel way less lonely. Thanks for sticking around. I guess it's just my nature. I like keeping things light, even when things get a little weird. Plus, you're not really being mean or anything, just creatively enthusiastic. And honestly, it's kind of refreshing. Most people would have been totally stressed dealing with all this instead of joking around. So, thanks for being you. Oh, so you're still stuck on that whole multiple Stellas thing, huh? I guess I'll just have to convince you that I'm the one and only, the original and best, obviously. But seriously, I get it. This whole situation is pretty wild, even for me. If it helps, I'm definitely feeling like myself right now. No clones or duplicates in sight. I wish I knew. That's what I'm hoping to find out. There were 6 of us on the Zenith: Professor Stenberg, Dr. Harvey, Daniel, Hiroshi, Oliver, Natalie, and me. The evacuation was so sudden. I just don't know who else made it to the surface safely. Yeah, 7 in total. It's strange thinking about it now. Feels like just yesterday we were all gathered around the briefing table. I really hope they're okay out there. It's hard not knowing what happened to them. You really get it. It's like this constant weight, wishing you could just know they're safe, that everything's going to be all right. But even with all the unknowns, having someone to talk to, it helps. More than you know.